We teased this guy at the top of the show, Poscente. Thank you so much for coming in.
Person 3D.
I know, the real man.
Look, you can touch him. Love it. You're always motivating us on Mondays, and we certainly appreciate your time. Today, you sent me a great topic idea. Let's talk about that.
Well, it's about the value of an outside perspective, and one of the things that triggered that was, you know, the best athletes in the world have a coach. And so it really plays into that whole concept. If you are in the game of life or business or whatever, parenting, who's coaching it? Who's mentoring you? What are you doing? So making that work.
Even just to have ideas bouncing off someone else.
Right.
Right?
That outside perspective is so key. And I have a friend, a colleague, an author, John Gray. And it's actually a sad story. His dad was carjacked in August, left in the trunk to die. And John and his brother went out to the impound lot to see what his dad went through. John went and got in the trunk, had the trunk closed, and he realized why it was so impossible for his dad to get out. And he tried to reach the button on this BMW. And then he says he could tell why his dad couldn't do it, because it was impossible to reach the button. And then he heard his brother's voice on the outside. He says, "You're reaching in the wrong spot." And when he said, if you angle your hand down and to the left, and all of a sudden the trunk opened up. And he said, it was at that moment I realized the value of an outside perspective.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that story, and I talked to John about it, it's chilling, but it's also so valuable. We got to learn from other people. And that outside perspective, that's why I do what I do. Because when you give and share an outside perspective, you can see it and go, well, have you thought about this? And so as a mentor or as a coach or with corporations, it's just so key to really value that outside perspective. You're not alone, I think, is what really the message I want to say.
How do you find the right outside perspective for you? I mean, that click is so important, like with a therapist or a minister at church. I mean, there's some people you just jive with. How do you shop
That's
for
just
a coach?
It's just it. If you have a relationship, if you get that sense that this is somebody I resonate with, this is somebody I connect with, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not black and white. It's really making sure that you're connecting and that you're reaching out. So it's so important. So for me to be able to reach out with you here and be with you here today, really that's the topic that came up.
That's awesome.
Well, we're not going to let you leave. We're just going to let you stay here. So do you find that people need more on the professional side or the personal side of their life? Like, I feel like the personal side, I think I got that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I do. But sometimes career-wise, you need to know when maybe you're going down the wrong path, and I'm not saying that here by all means. I'm just saying, for the most part, you need that career guidance from someone else.
Well, there are some walls that are put up in a career path, and sometimes people are scared to say something, or sometimes we're just not saying, can I reach out or can I say something? So there really has to be that trust first. And so it starts here. It's, you know, when you get on a plane, they say put your face mask on first before the person next to you. You know, take care of yourself and put yourself in a position, whether at work or at home, that you're in a position to reach out and say, you know, I'm curious, is this working or not?
Have you found yourself go through life and you just hear a random comment from a stranger and it just resonates with you and you make connections right there on the spot? Does that happen to you very often?
I think that's the beauty of aging.
Right.
I don't know if I can say this. My bull meter is on point, and my intuition is really good. So, like you're saying, when you find someone you jive with, you kind of magnetize to that. It's a good thing.
It's very good. It really takes being open, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
If you're closed off, nothing's getting in, nothing's getting out, and that's a recipe for dysfunction, you know. So
are you still learning all the time?
All the time, and I have kids. They're all college age.
Yeah.
And
Boy,
there's feedback.
They know everything.
That's a
go to college.
Show just on that. I got a 16-year-old that thinks she knows everything.
Put your seatbelt on, because you're in for a ride.
And let's talk about kids for a second. Like, you know, we can tell our kids this is what you should do.
Sure.
But they're going to listen to someone in their own age group, right? How do you break that wall down to be able to connect with your kids so maybe you can share some wisdom that you've learned over the years?
The number one thing I've learned with that is from business, and I realized how much I did not like being micromanaged. And so if somebody at work was saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? You should do this different, right? And what do we do as parents, right? All of a sudden we're saying, you know, you should do this and this.
Yeah, I know I do it.
The wall comes up, and then there's no connection. So Start there, is saying, and it really starts with mission, vision, and values. If you have those mission, vision, and values, if you have those clear, you're going to be able to say, as a family or as a parent or at work, hey, this is where we're headed. What do you think? That's the secret.
All right, best website for you, from people get more knowledge bombs.
My name, VincePoscente.com, will get you there.
There you go. All right, well, we certainly appreciate it. We're just going to put you a chair right over there.
I'll sit here.
That was awesome, though, just to remember to keep that in mind.
I love it. All right, coming up, how to be the best salesperson that you can be. We got a professional with a book. She's up next.